Hey, what's up? Jason here from Unity3D.college. A couple days ago, I came across a new tool online called Hack and Plan that I'd never seen before, and it looked kind of interesting, so I wanted to give it a try. And you can see here on my screen that it's essentially a project management slash bug tracking tool, really designed for video games. I think that the name kind of gives it away. I thought it was a neat little tool, though. It's got some cool visual effects, like you can see your art here, and I know you can do this in something like Trello or I think even in Jira, but it just kind of feels polished here, and I really liked the way that it kind of came already broken apart into the sections that I need. Now that's something that could definitely be implemented in other systems, may even be available, but I haven't seen it before, where I just log in and suddenly there's a design section, a sound, programming, art, there's even a section for ideas. I thought that was really cool. And this just reminded me of all of the other tracking software that I've used in the past. And some of the great ones, some of the really terrible ones. Now, I want to start this off just by saying that day to day, I generally use Trello myself just to keep track of different tasks that I want to have done or different little project tasks. So I'll have a little Trello board for each little project. And then I usually have one for like what videos I plan on shooting for the week, or longer term, I have a board where I've just got all the different ideas on there and just kind of pull them off. And I like Trello because it's extremely simple. It's fast. It's really quick to use. It only takes me a couple seconds, and anybody can get into there with just about no setup. Most people even have an account now. But I have used some other ones that were terrible in the past. The worst, and this was probably about 10 years ago, so I'm sure the product and the company have probably completely changed. But we had a Handsoft as a mandate that came down, and all of the teams in the company switched to it, and we had to start using it to report everything that we were doing. So all of our tasks now had to run through Handsoft, and it was a goddamn nightmare. It was just many, many minutes to do anything. That like log in would take me a couple minutes. And then once I was logged in, getting all of the charts up take a couple minutes. And then take a couple more minutes for me to enter in another change if I wanted to add in a new task or something. It was just, it may have also just been that I was extremely impatient back then. But I just remember it being like the worst, most tedious system I had ever used. And just wasting a ton of time and really, really hating it. And to the point where I just kind of would make one bigger task and bundle everything in that and call it good because I didn't want to deal with it. And I know a lot of other people on the team really hated it as well. There were a couple people that loved it. The people who really like looking at pretty charts loved it, but everybody else, at least that I talked to, seemed to really dislike that whole flow. And I've also used things like Jira, which used to be that way too. Jira used to be a giant nightmare for doing anything. It was click, 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 5-6 clicks just to change anything minimum. Like you want to go change the status of a ticket, it's like click on it, wait for it to load, click on status, wait for it to load, change the status, hit save, and wait. It was a nightmare. Then you had to go in and reassign everything. This is why I like Trello, because I just grab the thing, drag it over, done, and usually works. But it isn't the best for things like reporting, which I understand why people want to use some of those bigger tools. They just really have to be painless, I think. You really want to minimize the amount of work that developers have to do, and you want to make sure that whatever the hell it is, it's fast. The worst thing you can have is a slow loading bug tracking or just time tracking software, because if I hit the page, I type it in and it starts loading and it's not done in a second or two, it's like any other web page. Everybody's going to get distracted and click away. That's why Google prioritizes pages that load really fast. They want you loading in under a second because they know that people aren't patient and people will get distracted. And if they're into their job, they're going to get distracted going back and coding, which is not a bad idea, but it's bad that the stuff's not getting tracked because it's just not a good system. So again, those systems, Jira I know has gotten a lot better. Last time I used it, it wasn't nearly as bad. I still prefer Trello, and I'm going to give this Hack and Plan one a try. But and I haven't tried Handsoft, like I said, in 10 years. Hopefully it's gotten much better. I should probably look it up sometime. But there are a lot of options out there. If you have a suggestion, too, for a good tracking software that you like to use that works well for video games, I'd love to hear about it as well. Like I said, this hack and plan one I just heard about a couple days ago, so there are probably other ones out there that people love. So please, if you got them, share them down below so I can check them out and everybody else can. Other than that, thanks and have a great day. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the alert button, comment, and share with your friends, and anything else. All right, just kidding. All right, thanks.